What if that's how I started the episode? Welcome to Chili's. That guy died. What happened? And then I found $5.
Anyway, then I found $5.
Fuck yeah, I think that's the intro, dude.
Yeah, that's good.
I am your host, Colton, for a very relaxed, lazy afternoon episode. And this is my co-host, Tyler.
Hello.
And his episode is not going to be lazy or relaxed. It's going to be high energy and high impact.
Yeah!
That was not his chair. That was him starting a lawnmower. For the audio listeners at home, he is pull starting his chair. I mean lawnmower.
Hey, don't give away the magic.
Sorry, that was our Foley artist doing the audio for this episode. We have a guy we hired to do special audio.
Yeah,
effects.
Carter.
Yeah, like when this happens, it's not me bumping the microphone. It's actually our
Foley artist.
our audio engineer putting in those sounds, so that we can sound like we have, accidental little noises, but are in fact.
Yeah, it'd be weird if our audio was perfect all the time.
We're so professional because this is the #1 premier podcast started by two white guys who live in Northern California.
Yeah.
The number one premiere. Don't forget premiere. So we're basically perfect, and so we have to add in little hiccups to make it sound like we're not.
Otherwise, it's intimidating.
Exactly. How are we going to compete
listener,
with?
Yeah.
Or how is Joe Rogan going to compete with us?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, exactly.
We want the little guys to be able to keep up.
Hey, do we have a sponsor today?
We do. Crazy that you asked. So, the 4th of July weekend's coming up, right? Hey guys, this is your editor. Obviously the 4th of July is long gone. I'm really bad at putting these out. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Oh crap, is it? Yeah, it is. Holy cow.
Really, really soon.
Time flies when you're not wearing masks as much anymore.
Yeah, that's actually done in the state of California. Businesses can still choose, but
yeah, businesses can still
choose,
and it's not required in most places.
They're gone in my gym.
Nice.
I wore one in yesterday, just like force a habit, and I got in there and I was like one of the only people in a mask, and I was like, wow, I feel really weird.
Oh yeah, and you were like, did you do one of these where you're like look around and you're like, oh.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. I looked around and went, oh, weird. I'm vaccinated. I took it off.
Yeah, we don't have to have him in church anymore.
Hell,
tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, so.
It's pretty cool.
Speaking of church.
Oh, this is
today's episode is brought to you by Butthole Death, the #1 all-American laxative. The 4th of July weekend is coming up, and everyone is going to be on their grill game. Too much protein, too little fire, and the fireworks will not be happening in the backyard, if you know what I mean. Sign up now using the link in the description to get 25% off an order of Butthole Death today. Butthole Death will really blast your backyard wide open. Butthole Death, America's #1 laxative. Products may cause stomach cramps, diarrhea, ulcers, rectal cancer, fissures, anal bleeding, and death. Consult with your doctor to see if Butthole Death is right for you.
That was good. We'll speed up the symptoms so that nobody can actually hear them in the end. You know, where it's like, symptoms may be death. Consult your doctor if you're wanting to try Butthole Death. Goodbye.
That's what happens when I have like 3 minutes to write a sponsor.
Hey, don't give that away.
That's what happens when the sponsor is
late with their call.
With their submission for our ad read.
And that's why you have to pay 15% more.
Yeah. That's why
use our code.
Because they were late. It was originally going to be 15% off Butthole Death.
Not anymore.
Well, we got 25% off for you, the listener, because they were late getting us their material.
Nice. Yeah.
We're really here for you guys, just to really open up your backsides after all that protein.
Ew. That's so gross.
What is it? All right.
Could you imagine if that's how like brutal all actually, super random thought. Why don't we have PSAs anymore? Like is it public service announcement?
Yeah, PSA. Yeah.
Why don't we have those anymore? Like, imagine if you still had that, like, say it's just like a YouTube ad, because that's where you could put it, right? And it was just like, PSA, remember, this coming season, eat enough fiber, or you could Or, insert horrible, weird PSA like they used to do in the 80s where they're like, don't put TVs on dressers or they'll fall down and kill your child.
Toddler.
Yeah.
I think because didn't they basically find that stuff doesn't work?
That hasn't stopped us before from doing dumb things.
That's true. Because, I mean, they've been putting, like, horrific images on cigarette packages forever in the UK. Does that actually help? Do we know?
Ugh, I don't know. I don't think so.
I feel like the people who smoke still smoke, and the people who put TVs on their dresser still put TVs on their dresser.
And then it kills their toddler.
And the people who don't wear seatbelts don't wear seatbelts.
Yeah. Even though it's a law and stuff.
It's the law. Click it or get a ticket.
Nice. I like that you took the rhyme out of it. Click it or ticket. And you're like,
No.
click it or get a ticket.
Yes.
You took all the, snappiness out of it.
Exactly.
I was trying
to think of another rhyme I could do that on, on the spot, but I couldn't think of one.
Why are you like this?
Why are you like this? What happened to you?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm a product of my upbringing.
Oh, dude, I just got an ad for Little Caesars. We were talking about them earlier.
They're listening.
Oh my gosh. Dude, their pizzas are $10 now. What the heck? I don't know if that was actually true. I just saw $10. It could have been a 2 for
Maybe
2
it was
for
a
10.
2 for 10? Which is the same as 1 for 5. So.
Yeah, that sounds about right for Little Caesars. They've probably found out better ways to package styrofoam in their bread to make it dry.
Our pizzas are 1 for 5. But to keep up with, increasing costs and inflation, they're now 25% smaller.
Yeah, probably.
And we now have 31% more styrofoam additives.
Yep. Because that's really their issue. It's the dryness.
But you know what? All you really wanted was the dairy anyway.
It's true. And the regret.
Because cheese is literally addictive.
It's true. Yeah.
It makes
makes the chemical in your brain. This has been Science with us.
This has been Science with Mo and Larry.
Mo and Larry. Sounds like a Stooges.
It is.
Oh yeah, it is.
Mo, Larry, and Curly, right?
And then the fourth one that comes in every once in a while.
Is there a fourth one?
There is a fourth one.
Holy shit!
Is this a quick Google time?
Yeah, let's Google this. What are the 4 Stooges? I always thought it was the 3 Stooges.
So nice. I got the I'm in the other room sound.
Yeah. So he's looking 90 degrees from the microphone, typing furiously on his computer, as you can probably hear.
So you got Mo, Curly, Larry, and Joe, and then apparently sheep. So there's 5.
What? My whole world just collapsed in.
So
on itself.
check it out. So you got Mo, Curly, Joe, but there were 2 Joes. One was 57 to 50 or 56 to 57, and then 58 through 69, which was the rest of the running time, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, Curly died.
Yo, rest in peace, Curly.
Super early? This doesn't make any sense. Man, I really just don't know the Stooges.
The Three Stooges timeline is messed up.
Apparently the timeline is from 1922 to 1970.
Jesus Christ.
Mo?
That's not one continuous run, though, right?
I think it's... continuous in that it was I guess the same people, but there was a total of 6 people. There's no date on Shep Howard, though. Because I knew these 4. Mo, Curly, Larry, and Joe. But apparently there's 2 Joes. I'm really curious if they kept it as the same character
Mo,
of Joe.
Curly, Larry, and Joe.
But they only
Now
ever had
Shep.
3 at a time. Because Curly apparently stopped doing it in 1947. And somebody else picked it up. Joe came in 1956. And then second Joe came in 1958. Who knew we'd have this much Three Stooges trivia today?
I'm just realizing that I'm woefully ignorant on the Three Stooges lore, I guess.
Well, to be fair, it started 99 years ago.
Jesus Christ.
Now that's a wild
Now
stat.
that makes me feel old.
Even though we weren't alive for literally
That's
30 years.
in our
25 years after it ended, then we were born.
in our little pre-roll segment where we just kind of warm up talking to each other. We were talking about shitty Facebook memes from I don't want to say older people, but older people.
You know, like the Minion memes.
And that's the classic is such and such thing. I remember when such and such thing happened and I feel old.
That is a classic one. Also the very obvious stealing your identity ones.
Oh, yeah. Fill in these blanks with your
What would... Who... I lived on a main street when I was a kid. Anyone else? No, I lived on 2nd Street. No, I lived on Washington Avenue.
Do you remember the Facebook quizzes?
Like,
They would be like, they'd ask all these things like, what's your birthday? What's your mother's maiden name? What's your this? This will tell you what Harry Potter house you are.
Yeah. I definitely was a young, dumb person that did some of those.
100% was busy doing them.
Yep.
But like, I know which Lord of the Rings character I am.
To be fair, at least on the ones I feel like most are with the like maiden. I never did ones where you had to type stuff. I can say that I never did those ones. The ones where it was more like, pick one of these pictures. Which one of these environments do you like more? The mountains, the plains, the ocean, or the river? And you're like,
Oh, yeah. Which personality type are you?
Or the ones where the questions are super obvious. Where it's like Harry Potter, for instance. It's, Slytherin cunning, Ravenclaw's nerds, Ravenclaw's brave, and Hufflepuff is the Hufflepuff. And every question would be like, would you do the cunning thing? The brave thing?
Yeah.
And you're like, I wonder which one of these is correlates.
Did you ever make your own?
How so?
The Facebook, therefore, I don't know if they still have it, but you could like make your own quizzes for a while.
Oh, no,
and
I
then
never
send them
did.
to your friends, yeah.
I really missed out.
So
I could have stolen my friend's identity.
Yeah, exactly. So I used it to get all my friends' identities, and then I stole their identities because I used it to get all their info to steal their identities.
Smart.
And now I'm rich, and they have no credit.
Nice.
But those aren't related.
Did you find $5 at the end?
No, I found all their money.
Oh, you found more than $5.
Yeah, I found their identity at the end.
Oh.
Don't worry, I gave it back.
Just worse condition.
It was just a little beat up, but
a little beat up, little credit cards,
it
maxed.
was nothing that you couldn't hammer the dents out of with 30 years of loan payments and rebuilding your credit and 1 or 2 declared bankruptcies later.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing they couldn't recover from.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing a little American capitalism can't fix.
Lift yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah. I told you that fun fact about that, right?
Yeah, that it's literally like a term of, float with your lead balloon type of thing, where it's meant to be an impossibility. Jesus.
Nope, stick with it.
Impossibility?
Yeah, so it was literally a saying that was meant to express an impossibility. Impossibility, yeah. Well, I was going to say impossible situation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, stick with that.
It was meant to express an impossible situation.
Well, at least we've completely... Actually, have you ever gone through statements like that the meaning of the statement is completely opposite to what it actually is because they don't finish the quote?
Yeah.
For instance, curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back, meaning to be curious.
Will kill you, yeah, but information brings you back.
Yeah. It's like, it's not meaning that you should not be curious, or blood is thicker than water. That's not the phrase. Blood is thicker than water of the womb, meaning relationships you build, like friendships, are stronger than family ties because you built them instead of being forced.
I didn't know there was more to that. Yeah.
That one also is always used in the opposite of like, your family is more important, and it's like, that's actually not the saying at all. Whether or not what side of that coin you're on, the statement that you're using to defend it is actually just wrong.
At what point do you think that just becomes what that means, though? Because that's how everyone uses it.
I mean, that's fair. It's definitely shifted, so.
Yeah, because I feel like at some point you have to just be like, all right, that's what it means now. Contextually, it doesn't, but.
Like, irregardlessly and words like that are just wrong, but they're like in the dictionary now, and it just says like, see, like for instance, irregardless says see regardless, and then it has like the same definition as regardless, and it's like, but it's a wrong word. It's like, it's been said so much now, it doesn't matter.
I mean, that's how words enter the lexicon, right?
Yeah.
Ain't is a word now. I believe ain't is in the dictionary.
I think it's been there a while, yeah.
Yeah. But there used to be that rhyme, ain't a word, say ain't 5 times, and you ain't gonna get to heaven. And you said ain't 5 times saying that rhyme.
That was the chair, I swear. I did not use our sponsor today, okay?
It might have picked up, too. We'll see.
I wonder if I can do it
So,
again.
Tyler is a proud user of Butthole Death.
No, I eat plenty of fiber, dang it, I don't need this.
No, we don't get any sponsors for this podcast, so we haven't tested it out personally.
Yeah. What a sponsor to have if you did.
Dude, if a laxative company wanted to sponsor this, I would take it.
Oh, 100%.
It'd be hilarious.
Yeah, it would be
my
awesome.
God.
Yeah, it'd be... Oh, imagine the ad read, especially if it was a cool company that let you do like however you wanted.
No, I know what sponsor I want. I want one of those yogurts for middle-aged women.
Oh, Activia?
Activia.
Oh, that'd be great. We can just literally spoof off their like, do you want to be like Jamie Lee Curtis? Do you want to be America's mom for 10 years? You know, be people's moms like in Freaky Friday and other popular hits. Then get Activia and poop
Not
right.
an actual sponsor. Butthole Death is the actual sponsor.
Yeah. Yeah, not to be confused with our actual sponsor.
Yeah. So we didn't record last week.
No,
'Cause
too
we were-
tired.
Just tired. Anything been happening?
I can positively say no, because I've been too busy at work /
Yeah, it sucks.
exhausted when I'm at home.
Same. Also, it's been
A billion
Hot.
degrees.
as hell.
As butthole death.
Hot as Butthole Death.
But for 106 plus for the last couple days.
Yeah.
I think it was like 109 yesterday.
Have I bitched about, speaking of heat, have I bitched about my my apartment on air?
No.
I don't have any central AC in my apartment that I rent. Of course I rent, it's an apartment. What the fuck am I saying?
You dingus.
But anyway, we don't have any central AC. We have a couple little AC units, but if you run both of them and then try to run the microwave, it trips a breaker. So it's
Oof.
kind of an either-or situation.
Yeah.
If you're doing anything, you can't have them both on. So it gets very, very hot in my apartment. And the last couple nights, it's been so hot in my room, I've gone outside and slept on the lawn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Holy
It's
cow.
been so hot, I just couldn't sleep. Because if it's too hot, I can't sleep.
Now I get that.
So I've just been going outside. And it's still like warm enough outside that it's not even my ideal. Because I like sleeping like the cold.
I've never been asleep in the cold. I'm still not, but I now have to have it cooler.
Yeah.
I used to be like, yeah, sleep with an 80 in my room. I don't care. But I also had like negative body fat then.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, anything younger than like 22. So I got cold super easily. But now I'm just like, as long as it's not like burning hot, I'm fine, you know.
Gotcha.
But man, sleeping on the lawn.
I've been going out like kicking up a long chair with a blanket and just like sleeping in a lawn chair for like
The long chair.
the long chair for like
What is a lawn chair but a long chair?
I cannot talk today. I can't enunciate for shit.
I mean, at least you didn't make up a word a second ago.
Yeah, but I mean your word was good. I liked it.
It's a great Malafor. Malafor.
Malform.
Malform. Yeah.
Great.
Malaform. New word. Malafor. Messing up of a phrase. Nailed it.
Nailed it. Got it. 100%.
I just realized. I think I explained that in our beta episodes.
For the listeners, the beta episodes were the episodes we were testing before we decided if we were going to do this for real.
Yeah, I think I did that in the beta episodes. All right, I'll have to bring that back up.
Yeah, we need to,
we'll write that back down.
Yeah, we need to actually do like some of our. Because didn't you have a list of your favorites?
I did. Like, we can cross that bridge when you burn it.
Yeah, or like a cookie rolling downhill gathers no moss.
Yeah. That's just the way the cookie bounces.
Yeah.
Shoot. What are some of my other good ones? Man, I gotta check my list. It's been a while since I've done any of those.
Yeah, Tyler's gonna go check his list and check it 4 or 5 times.
I don't remember where I put it.
Got a list and he's checking it twice.
I'm not Santa. Hey, guess
You do got a big old beard.
It's true.
It's not even remotely close to white, though.
No.
It's about as brown as you could make it.
Yeah.
You got like some blonde highlights, though, I think.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, which is good look.
Speaking of ridiculous video, well, I just had a thought train.
How ridiculous.
That's a great show. Great YouTube channel. Shout out to them.
At what point does YouTube just become shows?
I think we're pretty much there at this point, honestly.
All my favorite channels that I watch, I'm like, I can't wait for the next episode is basically what it is because...
And, I mean, they're all so well produced now.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Anywho, so I thought, I'm not Santa, and then I totally remembered the Santa and Satan have the same letters in them, and then I remembered that Melody came across the monster video.
Oh, independent of you?
Yeah. It was just on, like, some meme page or something.
Okay, wait. Frame it for the audience what the monster video is, and then I want to know what Melody's reaction was.
Man. Okay. You're just classic middle-aged white Christian woman who needs to educate the world on everything. Is showing somebody a can of Monster and how the like claw marks on the front, you know, that make the M or however you want to market it, are the same as the Hebrew number for 6, and there's 3 of them. So what is that? 666. The devil laughs.
Well, and then there's like a cross or something right on the thing.
There's a cross in the
but when you drink it, it becomes upside down, so it's an upside down cross. So
the devil bottoms up, the devil laughs.
Bottoms up, the devil's laughs. It's basically your classic crazy like Christian Karen who's probably in an MLM and
it just
sells doTERRA, denies evolution, and thinks the Earth is 6,500 years old.
It blew my mind because of the like. The cross one specifically, the Hebrew one, I'm like, yeah, they probably did that on purpose. They're called monster, and
I'm actually curious. I want to look up what the actual
what the
actual numbers look like in Hebrew.
It's close-ish. I mean, they just look like ones. It's really all it looks like, and those marks, yeah, sure, whatever. But excuse me, the cross part cracks me up because. If the cross was upside down on the can, she just would have said, they have a cross that's upside down on the can.
Nah, I'm looking at it right now. It looks like an upside down L. It's 100% not deliberate.
I think the tail is on the same side. That's the only thing I'm like,
why would you? Guess. I just feel like marketing wouldn't... You would want it to be 666 in English because that's the most recognizable, wouldn't you?
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
Anyway, that's irrelevant. Continue. Oh, okay. No,
yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah, like it's one of those. I'm like, yeah, I could see that. That looks pretty close.
Just a claw mark.
But like, even if it is,
yeah,
it's a Monster energy drink. Yeah,
the mark of the
beast monster. That's the point, right? Yeah. Like, I don't understand. But then the cross thing, if it was upside down,
what about she would have said, "They don't need their legs."
That was pretty good.
Sorry.
If it was upside down, she would go, see, it's upside down, they're the devil. She wouldn't be like, oh, but when they drink it, it's right side up.
Which means it would be Jesus juice.
Jesus juice, yep.
Ew.
Oh. But,
although Jesus juice, I guess, non-innuendo would just be wine, right?
I mean, yeah.
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 Or it's fish-based.
Oh, gross. But like, it's just such a like weird mute point to me. It's just like, if that's what you're going off of, you could do like a shirt for a church camp. When they do a handstand, they're handstanding for the devil because it goes upside down.
Feet goes up, devil laughs. But no, I take your point. It's that's a problem with like. Not to shit on anybody's beliefs, things like numerology and
you can just find
astrology, all that stuff. You can find whatever meaning you're looking for in anything.
Yeah, 100%.
You can manufacture these narratives out of anything you look at. We could manufacture one out of that Coke can right now.
I got a good one for you. Have you ever seen, speaking of crappy Facebook memes, of the, like, letters of the alphabet lined up, like A is 1, 2 is, or B is B, Jesus, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh man, what was it? It was like knowledge equals 96% and attitude equals 100%. And someone goes, whiskey equals 100%, but I don't see how that makes a difference. Because it's just finding words where that happens to work out. And somebody was like, see, attitude is what matters. And you're like, and then the immediate comment is, oh, whiskey adds up to that too. So does that mean it's 100%? And it's like, and then another person's like, yeah, demonstration's 114%. So demonstration's the best word. Like, it's just one of those like, what? Like, sure, you can use it as a nice little example, but it does not mean anything.
Problem is people take some of that stuff super literal. I know, like, the people who are like, like and reshare for good luck, and if you don't like and reshare, your mom's gonna die.
I think my favorite thing is that's been a thing
forever.
As soon as we got emails.
Yep.
I
mean, it's been a thing since before, right? I mean, what else?
Yeah.
What is a horoscope but somebody telling you something's gonna happen if you do
well,
something?
Like, step on your Mac, step on a crack, break your mother's back.
That's Steve Jobs.
Step on your Mac, break your mother's back, or buy a new computer. Speaking
of Malforce.
Oh, Jesus. But, like, is that not the same thing?
Step on a Mac, break Steve Jobs' back.
He's dead.
Somebody stepped on a Mac.
Oh. Oh.
But yeah, same thing.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. Like, you know, I like to just make huge leaps like that. It's exactly the same thing.
There's no difference
There's
whatsoever.
no difference at all.
This is
sort of bold.
Unequivocally the same thing.
Yeah.
You can't even equivocate.
Yeah, you get it. No. But, like, just that manner
or
of,
my
like...
my favorite. It's objectively the same thing.
Nice.
I say that way too much. Hey, speaking of objectively and moral philosophy, I watched the first season of The Good Place.
And?
It was really good.
Isn't the end of it just like...
It was really good.
It was so good. It's just so good.
I like it too because they played it back in all these moments. You're like, oh, okay, I can see it.
Shall we... spoiler alerts for a show that came out like 6 years ago.
I'm way behind the curve, so don't spoil me on the other 3 seasons, but...
I won't. Good. Yeah.
Also, her character is so good.
Arizona trash bag.
She is so good. I don't know what the actress's name is, but she's phenomenal.
Oh, well, dang it! Now that you say that, I can't flip and remember.
Look it up.
Kristen Bell.
Okay, yeah, she's so good.
Kristen Bell.
I'm like
so good.
I love her character. It's so good.
Yep.
Chidi is amazing too. Like
Chidi,
those two
fantastic.
Have some of the best like chemistry.
Who died and left so-and-so in charge of that? Plato. That's literally what we were talking about. Oh, yeah. Who died and left Aristotle in charge of philosophy? Plato. We just covered that. Yeah, it's such a good show. And the twist at the end, which I'll give away, The Good Place, they're not in The Good Place.
They're in The Good Place. But The Good Place is... created by the people who created Hell. The Good Place, brought to you by Hell.
Yeah, exactly. It's except it's worse. It's their own personal torture.
Every single character was designed to torture the other person.
So amazing.
Yeah. I loved the very end when she wrote herself a note, and then after it resets, and she looks at the note and she goes, "What the fork is a cheaty?"
Yeah. What the fork is a cheaty? Fine cheaty. Yeah, it's so good.
And then the I forgot his name, the monk who took a vow of silence. He's just a super dumb bro.
Dumb bro from Jacksonville
who died because they locked him in a safe.
Yep, man. And then his homeboy, Pillboy.
Yeah,
Pillboy. Come on, Pillboy, you gotta go with me.
And he kept going to his butthole.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Guys, why don't you come to my butthole? Oh, bud hole.
Your butthole. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, Jason. That's his name, right? Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason.
So.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, it's so good. It's such a good show. It's not that it really, like, gets worse, because, you know, like, shows definitely have, like, seasons that are better than others.
Yeah.
Season 1 and the final season, I would put it like that same, because they have such good, like, ending and flow and whatnot.
Okay.
The other seasons are very good as well, but they're like classic middle seasons where a lot of it you're like, I want to see the end, and you're like, calm down, there's more seasons. You just got to get there, you know.
I feel like the first season really establishes the bit, though, and that was a really
shocking
part of season 1 is you
go, take so long to figure out what's
okay.
happening.
Yeah.
It's one of those classic place you in the middle of something, even though it's the beginning of her time there, and then explain slowly who they are, what is happening, why are they there, and then the huge reveal that it's especially funny whenever Ted Danson's character, Michael, that's what it is, Michael, it's like, wait, this is the bad place, and he's like, you got me. And he just cracks up, and you're like, what the hell? I mean, what the here? This
Fork off.
Also, yeah,
What the shirt? How come I can't say fork?
Holy forking shirt balls. The replacement word, they're so good. It's such a...
What the fork? Fork. What the shirt? How come I can't say fork?
I also love the I'm trying to remember how they have, like, you don't really notice it until the end when it's like, oh, it is like hell. The clown paintings on the wall because she specifically doesn't like clowns, and frozen yogurt because it's good but it's not as good as ice cream.
Yep.
It's like a purposefully worse thing. And there's just a ton of those. Like,
oh, there was a throwaway bit that I fucking loved. It was what the whole season she's always complaining about that ledge in her house. Oh. And then when the real person, the good version of her, comes and pushes a button and the steps come out.
Yep.
And that killed me. I fucking love that.
Yeah, it's such a good... What's funny is, so season 1 does that thing, and they don't ever stop it. There's a lot of things now you're like, haven't noted. I don't remember them, so I can't even spoil them. There's a lot of things like that ledge, and then later on they like reveal why or how it happened, and you're like, oh my gosh, I just accepted that like forever ago. Like the same way she did of like, oh, it's just this goofy ledge. Oh no, there's steps that can come out.
My other favorite part was how they handled the the on Earth flashbacks. They were
very good.
So good, because a lot of times in film and stuff, flashbacks I'm always like, I want to be in the now of the story.
They do a great job.
The whole bit, like the reason why Chidi went to hell was because he was indecisive and he made everyone around him miserable.
Oh,
and
horribly.
Every every flashback is him agonizing about the fact that he didn't tell his friend that his cowboy boots were awful.
Yeah, just big red orange, Jesus, horrible red boots. Oh yeah, it's
so good.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that bit stays around too.
Oh, does it?
A lot of those bits just stick around, but they're not so like in your face about it. Kind of, they're just kind of there. Like you'll see him every once in a while, and he has his horrible boots, and
okay.
Because obviously flashbacks and stuff are...
Continue.
Yeah, because they have to give depth to give depth to meanings and things that happen to the characters as it moves on.
I liked the lady in the medium place.
Oh,
does she come back?
The lawyer?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see her.
Who is like obsessed about cocaine.
Yep, because she's a lawyer from the 80s.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
They first discover her and she's just naked.
Yep, she's like, oh, sorry, I don't have visitors.
Yeah, so good. Such a good show.
It really doesn't let up, I don't think. It it's so good.
Yeah, I'll probably start the second season when I get home tonight.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how many seasons. It's either 4 or 5.
There's 4.
It doesn't drag, which is nice. It doesn't do that thing that some shows do where they're like, "Oh, we were successful. Let's make this 9 seasons long."
Yeah, I feel like what the hell's the show? I'm trying to do the thing where I'm psyched. Psych. There we go. I feel like Psych did that a little bit. I feel like because I watched all but I think the last season of Psych.
Maybe a little just because it was long. I think shows like that it's easy though because those aren't the long storylines are not
subtler.
the story. Yeah. It's all about the individual.
Episode wraps up.
Yeah, so I wouldn't put it in that.
My problem with shows like that is you get to 9 seasons, you're like, okay, cool, I get the bit.
Oh,
he's pretending to be psychic, but he's not psychic.
I will say later on,
Psych was phenomenal. It's one of my favorite shows I've ever watched.
Yeah,
I love that show.
I think Psych does a good of he really stops pretending like after a while.
Yeah.
He'll be like, I had what's the thing else? Oh yeah, I had a vision of it.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even like hardly pretend anymore, which I think is hilarious. Or especially like post Juliet finding out.
Speaking of good shows, have you watched Invincible?
I have not.
On Amazon?
No.
You should watch it.
Is it good?
It's so good.
I know he beats up his son because he's mean.
I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it.
I've just seen a million memes.
You've seen a million memes because it's...
a million.
Yeah, because it's like a huge moment in the thing. But you should watch it. It's really good.
I'm sure I'll get around to it.
That's all I'm going to say. If you like superhero stuff, right? Like Marvel and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would enjoy it.
Also, the new Loki show is amazing.
I've heard it's really good. I haven't obviously watched it.
Good.
It takes me an age of man to get around to watching a show.
All the
Tyler's been telling me to watch The Good Place for like 2 years.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I think you've been telling me to watch it since we met.
That's sad. Yeah, that makes sense because I was watching it when I met you.
And I just now started, so I'll watch the Loki show in like 2 or 3 years.
You'll want to watch it before the Marvel movies, though.
Probably won't happen.
All right.
Because I'll watch the Marvel movies when we all go see them in theater together.
So I'm saying you gotta. I think these are gonna have big implication.
Fuck.
Yeah, but like a good way. It's dope.
It's so much effort.
I think there's only 6 episodes.
So much effort. There's so much YouTube I have to watch too.
I gotta keep up with my boys. Gus, Drew, Eddie, the boys.
Danny Gonzalez.
Danny. I thought they
Curtis
were the
Connor.
same person.
Have you watched Danny and Drew's
I've seen some of their
music video?
No, but I've seen a lot of their videos where they make fun of that.
Yeah.
In like collab videos. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have drank the Coke. I'm going to need our sponsor by the end of this.
Thanks Butthole Death for sponsoring this episode. I probably should have called it Butthole Blast. It's better alliteration.
Ew. That is better alliteration. And also, ew. Wow, Kevin Durant just hit a game-tying shot. That's going to date this podcast.
Damn, dude. How is this podcast going to go down in
NBA history?
In the annals of history. Sorry, I was thinking about Butthole Death.
Doesn't every podcast go to the Library of Congress?
Yes.
Hey, Library.
Every podcast goes to the Library of Congress and eventually becomes law. Because that's how it works.
Them's the rules. I don't make them. I just follow them.
That is how it works.
Oh, did he step on the line?
I can't believe you're podcasting.
Oh, he did.
You're podcasting and watching sport at the same time.
Yeah, I'm pretty great like that.
That's one word for it.
Great, obnoxious, same. Also, speaking of obnoxious, did you know the Three Stooges have 4? Actually, speaking of the topic we were gonna talk about before we got on the Good Place train, do we have time to run over it?
We got lots of time.
Nice.
We got all the time we want. This is our flipping podcast. We can watch sports and talk about video games at the same time, and also have lots of dead air because I ran out of words. Carter, cut this out.
Yeah, Carter, cut that out.
Oh, look, $5 on the ground.
Hey, and then I found $5. Also, I didn't realize. I googled the phrase the other day. It's in the Urban Dictionary.
Oh yeah.
I found $5.
What does it say?
Oh wait, one. I don't want to misquote it. That's my chair, I swear.
Tyler tooted. Oh, those keyboard sounds come in so good. I love it. Jesus Christ, you type like a boomer.
Thanks.
Chunk, 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 chunk.
I was literally about to make the joke of like every woman in the pandemic got a nice keyboard, like my work keyboard that's just
super quiet.
Super
and
quiet.
soft, yeah.
Every guy ever got one of these flipping keyboards.
Yep. Why is that? Why do guys type so aggressively?
I don't know. I think we just get clacky flipping keyboards for some reason. Maybe it's the gamer bros, you know, the mechanical only keyboard types. I don't really care about that because I'm not like I need latency at 2 type of person. You know, the like
I need
wired only. I gotta be hardwired in. I need a mechanical keyboard. If my mouse isn't completely made of metal, then I hate myself. You know the type.
If my mouse doesn't weigh 5 pounds, how else am I going to get carpal tunnel?
You get it.
Exactly.
From the Urban Dictionary.
.com.
And then I found $5. A phrase used at the end of a story that had really no point to be told to someone. Used at the end of boring stories to make them seem more interesting and worthwhile. Example: yesterday I went to the fridge and took out a yogurt, but put it back and got an apple instead. And then I found $5.
It really sums up our podcast.
Yeah, it really does. Considering we just talked about a show that we've never mentioned before, and then are now going to talk about Xbox Game Pass.
What are we going to talk about next, Tyler?
Hey, I just said it.
Damn it.
God.
Fuck, I screwed up that segue again. Shit.
Carter, cut that out.
Anyway. So anyway, blah, 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 blah. I've been playing video games lately. What have you been doing?
You know, I've been playing on my Xbox. Did you know they have a thing called a Game Pass?
No, Tyler. What is a Game Pass?
A Game Pass is a pass for games.
What do you do with your Game Pass?
Well, let me tell you. You can play on your PC, or from the cloud, or even on your Xbox.
So you're telling me you can play on your PC, the cloud, phone, even on your Xbox using Game Pass?
You know what we sound like? We sound like
idiots.
Well, obviously. We sound like we're trying to be those guys who are like, I don't run any ads. I don't believe in any of that. Anyway, totally unrelated.
I've been playing this poker app.
I've been playing this Gus's piece of shit poker app. Yeah, like exactly like that. Good water
Sorry,
noises.
I'm very thirsty. I ate 4 slices of pizza.
Stuffed crust.
Stuffed crust. Pizza.
From Pizza Hut, not a sponsor.
But
please.
They can be. The door is open. I will let them butter my buns for a pizza crust sponsor.
We will let you give us free pizza to mention your pizza.
Yo, that's all they'd have to do.
That's all I'd want, yeah.
If they were like, hey, free pizza if you mention us on the next episode, I'd be like,
done.
Tell me when it's delivering.
And they'd be like, before Domino's. And you'd be like, winner.
Shots fired. Hey, are we going to do a pizza review?
We should do a pizza review. We got to get all the classics. We got to get Domino's. We got to get Pizza Hut. We got to get Little Caesars. We got to get
Papa John's.
Papa John. Is that the one you have to cook at your own house?
Isn't that Papa Murphy's?
I think that is
one of the Papas you have to cook.
Lame. Do they even count?
Also, which Papa's the super racist one? Or, well, okay. The owner was super racist, then they kicked him out, and now they're not anymore. But
oh yeah,
is that Papa John's? I think it's Papa John's.
That's John, yeah.
Yeah, because he's also the guy that said Papa John's pizza is part of a healthy diet or something weird shit like that.
Nice. I mean, it does have all your major food groups: bread.
I think that was
cheese,
basically his argument.
Meat, grease.
I mean, it's probably keto friendly.
I mean, other than the bread
More grease.
and the grease. Other than all of it, you know.
Other than all the protein and all the carbs. But I mean, all the fat. It's got a lot of fat. So if you got rid of the bread and the extra protein, it's probably keto friendly. Anyway,
Yeah.
when we can talk like normal humans, tell me what you're going to say about Game Pass.
Oh, I was gonna say that death to I think we're right in the video game equivalent of Spotify and Apple Music taking over iTunes and buying CDs / digital albums, CDs, all of that. Because remember, you used to have to like buy albums.
Do you mean as far as like streaming games as opposed to download and playing locally?
Yeah. Yep.
That's an interesting prediction.
Not even necessarily the streaming. I think it'll be like now, but where you download to your console and then you go from there, right? But it's going to be a monthly subscription to play just games, period. It won't be like, I only bought a game this year and I just play that game and then I do whatever. It'll be like, no, to play that game, you have to have the service. And we're right in that like change because Game Pass is doing things. Hashtag also not a sponsor, but just very interesting to me. A lot of new games are coming out. Outer Worlds 2. A lot of these others I don't really recognize.
Well, okay, so hang on. What's the most recent Xbox game you've played that's not Formula 1?
Grounded?
Game Pass.
Game Pass, yeah. Also, Halo Infinity is coming out on Game Pass directly. Day one playing.
Yep.
Age of Empires 4. It's the other game that we've been playing. It's Age of Empires 2.
We're super stoked for it. It's coming on Game Pass. I would be surprised if Battlefield 6 isn't on EA Play, which is partnered with Game Pass.
I would too. Also, it's a Battlefield 2042.
Yeah, all right. You're right.
Yeah.
Which is funny because there was a Battlefield 2142. It was an old-ass Battlefield game.
Really?
It was like a sci-fi game.
Oh, that's probably why they picked 42 then.
Probably.
They also had Battlefield 1945. It was their...
I screwed it up.
World War II game. It was somewhere in between Battlefield 1 and 2, I think.
Yeah, then they had Battlefield 1.
Yeah, and then they had
World War 1.
World War 1.
Battlefield kind of went through a naming thing like Xbox did.
Yeah, well, they were like, well, guys, we have Xbox, and now we have Xbox 360, and they're like, so you're going to go 720? No, we're going to call it Xbox One. Is your next one going to be Xbox 2? No, Xbox Series X or Series S. What?
It's kind of like how Dodge names their cars.
Yeah.
So this is a Dodge Challenger. This is the Dodge Challenger GT. Oh, this one's the Dodge Challenger RT. This one's the Dodge Challenger RT Scat Pack. This one's the Dodge Challenger RT Scat Pack Wide Body. This one's the Dodge Challenger RT Scat Pack Wide Body TA Edition. This is the Dodge Challenger Hellcat Narrow Body. So on and so forth. It's
That's
rough.
so obnoxious.
It's so obnoxious. But anyway, the reason I asked what the last game you played was is I would have told you that I didn't think you'd move that towards like a monthly subscription model for games until recently. Because almost every game I've played in recent memory has been a Game Pass game.
Well, yeah, because Outriders, that was the game we played. Outriders came directly.
Outriders.
Even like the games we just played for a couple weeks until we got bored of them. World War Z. I would kind of put Grounded in that, but we're going to go play Grounded again because it's updating.
We've already put a million hours into it.
Yeah. What was that game? Remnant?
Yeah.
That was a pretty fun game. Played it from Game Pass. A bunch of the EA games like Fallen Order I've been slowly playing whenever I remember that I have it downloaded. Any of the Star Wars games because they're all in EA Play. Thank goodness. Also EA isn't their exclusive anymore. Thank goodness. Anywho, like Battlefield is on EA, which is part of the Game Pass because they're coupled with them. All the Maddens are on the EA, obviously. I think 2K is gone. Yeah, 2K is on Game Pass now. The basketball game. Even Formula One, the Formula One 2019 is on Game Pass. 2020 isn't, but I'm sure it will be once the new F1 game comes out.
How do you think that where's the money in that though? That's what I want to know, because I think it's a great idea for the consumer, for all of us, because we're not spending $60 on every game. But how do the game developers make money off of that?
I think it's all the season passes now.
I think it's all in-game purchases.
Yeah,
and season
I
passes
think so. When's the last game you remember that doesn't have a season pass? That wasn't like a... What is the last AAA game you played without a season pass? Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the last game I played with a season pass too, though.
I guess that's fair. I don't think Outriders did, but it's also...
So I don't really...
I don't think it's that type of game. It's also... It's AAA, but it's like a... They're more of a...
It was more like a triple B title anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, I was actually thinking I might go back to it, though, because they released some notes for the next patch. They're doubling the drop rate of the legendary gear.
Oh, thank goodness.
So you don't have to grind. They admitted that it was too grindy.
Yeah, that's good. Because, yeah, that was pretty bad.
Because I was like, maybe I'll go back and try to get to the end game then.
Oh, yeah, I'd be down to do the end game.
Because our problem is we were like, cool, we can do it, but we're going to be grinding for another 100 hours.
Yeah, and it's a fun game, but it's not a...
So...
This isn't Destiny we're talking about.
Here's what I think might happen. You're going to get games on subscription models.
Yep.
You're going to have season passes, and then the DLC will always be paid.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Because then they'll get you to invest enough time, and you'll either use season passes, or kind of like Destiny's done, they just release those DLCs every so often, that people either have to pay for them or wait a couple months to get them on the pass.
Destiny 2 is free, right?
Destiny 2 is free, but none of its expansions are, except on Game Pass.
Yeah. I think Destiny is probably the model of how it's going to work.
Yeah, for better or for worse.
Better for worse.
Because it's not horrible, but I remember like Destiny 1 is the only one that I played a lot. And it had like three expansions, I want to say. Because they had the Moon one, and then they had the Fallen one, and then they had some other third one that I don't remember that well.
I don't think I played any of the expansions. I think I only played the base game. And I didn't even do like the big raids because I didn't have any friends.
I mean, who's got 6 friends that play the same game?
Yeah, I mean, like I had a couple friends that played video games, but none of them played Destiny, so it's just like...
I was lucky I was in the Navy at the time, so we had people to play them.
I think there was an online like matchmaking component, wasn't there?
Yes, there was for raids,
I feel like
way you play raids, you
had to be able to communicate, and I was always too intimidated to just jump into a group of people.
Oh yeah, that's tough. I don't like doing that.
No,
I've gotten better-ish, but it's only whenever I'm in the majority and we have somebody else come in.
Yeah, well, and I'm not like spectacularly good at games, so I just would have held people back.
Then you're like, why is this rando here?
I've just gotten emotionally abused and then kicked from the party.
That would be tough.
And then I'd have cried.
Oh, also the other thing that they're trying to do is the like cloud gaming, where you use your phone as a screen, and then either one of the little like controllers you hook up to your phone, or just controllers are Bluetooth, and then you just connect to your phone's Bluetooth. And I'm curious to see how that works.
Me too. I
want it to work. That would be so cool.
I do too. I know that Steam already tried it though.
They did a weird version. I tried the Steam one. They didn't make the whole game on your phone. They made you still run it on your computer and then like play it on your phone. But at that point, if you're running your computer, why would you not
I
just
thought
play in your
the
computer?
idea was that you could stream it from your computer to your TV with their little box.
Oh, I don't know. I never tried that. I would have just plugged my computer into our TV and then, like, I have a wireless keyboard.
Yeah,
now,
see, I don't know what the whole... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the point would have been of that.
Yeah, but I mean, I get the idea of streaming a game because then it saves memory or whatever. But I don't know. I'll be interested to see. I think we are on the edge of some big changes, though. As far as what games can do and how we're going to access them and stuff.
Well, like, as we've talked before, it's funny to see, like, gaming community, you know, the paying $60 or I can't believe we're paying $60, we're not getting the whole game. But how long have games been $60? Like,
yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before.
Forever.
Games have been $60 for as long as I can remember. How is that sustainable for these game development companies?
It's not.
They're not getting cheaper to make because games progressively get bigger, more expansive, more in-depth, more complicated, more graphically demanding.
Oh, 100%.
The games are not getting easier or faster or cheaper to make. But the price that they sell them for hasn't changed.
Now, admittedly, there has been a lot more in-game purchase stuff, but of course it has.
Yeah, it has to be
like,
there.
How else would you... Because I've seen that a lot, right, where people are like... Well, it's kind of a funny thing where it's like, I remember when you has to... Like, the Halo is the best example. Like, you had to go get the skulls to get all the things. But now whenever you lock things behind being good at the game, people, like, also get mad. But when it's behind a paywall, they're also angry.
Yeah.
That's just kind of the gamer. Like, as a gamer, I will speak for all of them. I'll jump on that hill. Yeah, really annoying and how, like, they'll expect one thing and then simultaneously expect another, or be mad when you do it.
Yeah,
it's a really weird paradox. It's the gamer paradox. I just named it. Trademark. I win. Pay me my money.
So, hang on. If you're gonna name it, we gotta, like, formalize the words. What is the gamer paradox?
The gamer paradox is requesting a feature and then being upset by it.
Nice.
The gamer paradox. The requesting of a feature and then being angry by the feature.
So the paradox is basically you can never be happy with the thing you wanted.
Correct. The paradox is you'll never be happy.
I mean, it's kind of true, though.
Man.
Gamers are some miserable ass people, man. Some of them.
Oh. Yeah, it's...
I think it's just people take things too serious. They forget the part of the game that is a game. For fun.
Yeah.
To be
100%
enjoyed.
And I've definitely done that before where I'm like, this stupid flipping game. And then the next day be like, I guess that makes sense, you know?
Oh, no, I've 100% do it. I do it with, like, playing Vigor sometimes with you guys.
Oh, 100%. Vigor is one of the ones I was thinking
Game Pass?
No, but it's still free.
Yeah,
it's just a free game in general.
Game. But, like, Vigor, for me, I'm like, this is fucking, oh my god. This game, this fucking mechanics in this game is goddamn trash. And I get all salty, and then it's like, it is a game. If it's not fun, don't play it.
Yeah, I haven't played Vigor in a while. I mean, I also just haven't played Xbox games in a while, though. So that's...
The only games I have played, you've been there for. It's been Age of Empires. That's
nice.
it. That's all I've played.
Heck yeah. Well, we'll start playing Grounded again.
Start playing Grounded again.
Shroom and Doom update. Pretty hyped.
I am too. I don't think we've talked about Grounded on our
I think that was just beta, wasn't it? Yeah, that was beta.
It was beta and some of the trash can episodes. For the listeners, the trash can episodes were recorded on a microphone that was so bad we had to yell at each other to be heard.
Yeah.
We didn't have headsets to monitor our own levels. We didn't have anything.
One would call them trash cans.
We got a little bit of time left, man. You want to talk about Grounded?
Yeah, I think we should.
Grounded, for those who
Whoop.
live in the ground,
Nice catch.
is a survival. It's almost horror, but not really. But it's a survival game like, Ark or Minecraft-esque type survival game. But you're a little tiny...
Subnautica.
Yeah, Subnautica. It's very Subnautica. It's like Subnautica on the ground. It's you're a very tiny little shrunken... You got your kid that got shrunk by somebody, and you're ant-sized in your backyard.
It's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids meets
you.
Minecraft.
Thank you. Perfect. I wish
meets creepy uncle that shrunk you for some reason.
Yeah,
or something like
I
that.
wish I could have thought of those
Or
words
scientists.
when I was trying to... Of course, kicking your ass.
I know it is. Professional podcast.
It's a phenomenal game, though. So good. We've had so much fun playing it.
Yeah, it's all the fun of building a Minecraft with the like horror of like, yeah, I'd call it the horror terror of like Subnautica, of knowing that you are not the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be.
Have you played Subnautica or seen it?
I've seen stuff on it. I haven't played it though.
Okay, because that nails it perfectly. Like, I've played Subnautica, and there are monsters in the deep that are horrifying. And like you said, Grounded nails that. Like,
oh, so well.
Especially when you're running around, it's all bright and really great colors in that game, and then all of a sudden you see the grass start wiggling
because there's a spider.
Fucking wolf spider just bursts out on you.
And they don't like... Oh, excuse me. They're not like, oh, it's this boss that I might die to. No, it's like, they're gonna kill you unless you have, like, very good armor that you've grinded to get, or some sort of strategy to cheese them, like running around a rock, and, they can't attack you right. Or something of the... Or you purposely make a ladybug aggro.
Yeah.
To fight it. Like, it's so difficult.
And the sound design is phenomenal, so they're super scary.
Yeah, they actually have an arachnophobia like scale, which at first when we saw it, we were like, how could that be? And then we saw them, and it's horrifying.
And it's weird because the game is very like cartoony and artsy, so it's not a game that should be scary. But then you get in and you're just, like, makes your spine crawl when a spider the size of a house, like,
he's coming right at you.
Yeah, making god awful noises, glowing red eyes.
It's terrifying.
It's
like,
so good. And the part that's really cool about it is, so it's in beta, I think. Beta? Is it an alpha?
It's beta.
It's in beta.
But like, it's been up a year now.
But the developers, it's Obsidian, but the developers are regularly like releasing information, telling you what's coming, regular patches, lots of new updates and fixes, and taking feedback. So they're very interactive with their player base, which makes it for a really good time because you kind of feel like you're kept in the loop.
There's even a
part of the process.
Oh, there's a tab for like putting in things. Like, if you're a spot on the map and you're like, this is stupid, you can click pause and go like, this part of the map doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's only limited responses. I mean, like, this doesn't work, this is cool, this is bad, this is...
Yeah.
Like, 12, like, catchphrases, if you will, of comments. But you can just sit there and be like, this doesn't work. And then you can usually see, like, a lot of the patches haven't been, like, useless. I don't know, like, when you see those patches where you're like, who is having this issue? No, you're like, oh, good, they actually fixed the clipping on the building around that mud place.
Yeah.
Because
it's like that, or people
location
are like,
specific and
people
stuff.
are like, hey, it's way too hard to fix your armor, so they make it a little easier. Or, people are like, hey, we want health regen, so they put in health regen.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff
just
like that.
Very, very good updating and communication and stuff.
Also, it's a beautiful game.
Yeah, the scale on it is really just what makes it. I'm trying to roll down. There it is. It's got a new big update for anybody who will hear this.
Yeah, coming out June 30th.
Yeah.
The Shroom Doom update. I hope it opens a sandbox, man.
I hope it does too. It also is having its first boss, which is interesting.
Yeah, I wonder what that's going to be.
I think it's
like
just
a
going
raid
to
style
be
boss. Or
from what it looks like, it's just one of those down in this hole is
this creature.
this creature.
It would be kind of cool if it was like an actual encounter, though.
That'd be pretty neat.
You like get a cutscene and.
I don't know if they're the type of game that would do that because it's so open.
It would be kind of cool though if you had like
cool.
like a raid boss type thing. At least the first time you encounter it.
Or even just like how Minecraft, when you get to the Ender Dragon. Granted, I've actually never done that. Surprisingly, I've never finished Minecraft and gone to the Ender Dragon. But it's kind of like a thing you have to do to get into it. You have to get the Ender Pearls, and if it was something like that where you had to go get a specific thing to break into it,
just a raid type setup where you gotta like do all the things to.
Yeah, well, even if it was just the.
That's kind of how the labs in Grounded work.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, duh, yeah, they would just do it like that then. Just use their storyline mechanic that they kind of already used.
Because I don't know if you ever went back and like looked it up, but like the underwater base, that was a whole sequence of events that you had to do to open.
Yeah, I had. Did I have to do it? Oh no, because you guys were doing it while I was building the base.
Kevin was making armor, I think, and I was underwater doing that, dying over and over again.
Yeah,
and you were building a base as you do.
Yep, I know my role.
And
don't worry, guys. I'll build shelter. Don't you worry.
Yeah, Tyler's the builder in our group, and he's way better at it than the rest of us.
You guys you think too small. That's what it is.
We also thought too big.
Yeah, we did think too big. I don't care. Also, I am ready to make
the next story.
Our square warehouse we built. It's a ginormous thing on the lake. There's I say lake. It's a little like koi pond in the backyard, but it's a lake to you because it's huge. We built a giant like warehouse building over it.
Huge building,
and it's pretty much just a square box. But now that I've seen some of the like creative ways to use some of the things, I'm just gonna start giving those a try to give it texture. And
that'd be cool. We could even go through and knock panels out and add it, give it some light.
Oh, that's what I mean. Just take out a couple rows of panels and like do the zigzags and change it up. And
hear me out.
Rounded edges.
You leave the box the same, and then the next floor we make creative.
Ooh, I like that.
Question is, the next floor, do we start the next building at the edge of the angle, or do we go in a square?
I think we go in a square to give ourselves a walk around.
That's smart.
Yeah.
But you can walk on the angle.
You can, but it doesn't feel aesthetically. I want to put the ropes.
Smart. Guardrails.
Yeah,
that's
guardrails.
Good call. So in one, and make it a little easier for us.
Yeah, it's like significantly smaller if you make it.
You lose a lot of surface area that way.
Yeah, because right now, holy crap.
It is huge.
Also, one of the great things is there's zip lines, and you have to chop down grass to get your grass planks and like individually put them into walls and stuff and carry them around. It's a very satisfying build mechanic.
It's a very tedious build mechanic too.
But at the same time not, because one person can go lay all the blueprints while somebody else is gathering, and then you can both go place exactly where so you can have a master planner while the others are gathering all the crap.
It's a master builder.
Yeah.
I've seen that movie.
I've seen like half of it.
You never seen the Lego movie?
I've seen I would say I've seen half of it straight through, and probably 30% of the rest of it.
It's very good. It's also, the lighting in that movie is phenomenal.
I'd agree with that.
Because they actually, like, it's one of the first movies that had I'm going to butcher the whole story here because I don't remember what it's called, but it's a type of lighting that was used that actually mimics the way real light works. So you can have, like, stuff that's in the background that interacts with light. So you'll have things that are dim, but they're still colored correctly because it's actually lighting the way real light works. So that's why that's why that movie looks so good, is because its lighting is real, quote unquote.
It has realistic physics.
Yeah, to the real world. Have you ever seen the YouTube channel Corridor Digital?
No.
Okay, they do like special effects videos on YouTube, but they have a channel called Corridor Crew where they go in and they break down like special effects and stuff in movies, and talk
Oh,
about
that's
how
cool.
it's done, how it's accomplished. They do all sorts of stuff, but they were the ones talking about that movie and how the lighting worked. It was fascinating. It was so cool.
Speaking of that, have you watched The Mandalorian?
I have not. They talked about that though. They talked about how it has
it's a literal LED panel
Yep.
all the way around, so that's how they have that, because that one's lighting.
I'll send it to you. There's
is
a whole
amazing.
episode where they break it down and they talk about all the different CGI elements that are layered in, all the panels from behind, what's actual real. It was really good how they did Luke. They do deep fake stuff too, so they did their own deep fake of Luke that was actually a little bit better than the deep fake that was used in the movie.
Nice.
It was cool.
There's even on Disney Plus they had behind the scenes and all that stuff too, like where they went through like the different panels and how they use them and stuff.
It's such a genius idea. It's so
it's
good.
so because it puts color on actors' faces from.
Again,
like-
it goes back to like that realistic lighting.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Because that's what made those scenes like. You knew they were green screen or CGI, but at the same time, like they weren't because you saw the light reflections. So, like
The crazy part is that they have to literally like build all the sets digitally before they can even film.
yeah, it's
And then
wild.
the video that I watched, they had a guy that helped make them that was on talking about them, and he said sometimes they'd get in and the director would be like, "Yeah, I don't want those crates there," so they could real time go in and delete assets and take the crates away,
Wow, that's so cool.
or change their color, things like that.
That's nuts. Jeez. The robots are gonna take over, man.
Right,
They're gonna take over, man.
dude? It's a great. I'll send you one of their things. I think you'd enjoy
We'll
it.
we'll link it on our garbage post.
Yeah, I could link it in the description.
I just went down the wrong tube. That's what I get for drinking water.
We get for staying hydrated. Gotta be a
Ugh.
good homie. Anyway, I feel
Anyway,
like we did damage to this
Yeah.
one enough.
and then I found $5,
And then I found $5. Okay, bye.
and that was a story
The
that was
end.
pointless and had no meaning. When I walked to the fridge and got a thing of yogurt, and then I put it back, and then I grabbed an apple instead, and then I found $5.
Butt death.